Hi and welcome to this How Do I video series about Microsoft Dynamics NAV 2016. In this video, I will explain how to use multiple namespaces in XML ports in Microsoft Dynamics NAV 2016. At the end of this video, you will learn what a namespaces is and how we can develop our solution to use multiple namespaces in XML ports. To enable this scenario, I need to complete these following steps. First, I will make a small overview about namespaces. After that, I will introduce you how you can configure multiple namespaces. Then, I will show you how to using these namespaces. And finally, I will describe results executing an XML ports with multiple namespaces. Let's start. Microsoft Dynamics NAV 2016 enables us to create XML ports which contain more than one namespace. To use this feature, we need to know how to use all XML port properties related to namespace. First, we can use default namespace to mark if namespace should be used or not. Therefore, if you want to specify the default namespace in the namespace property, you must set the use default namespace property to no. The default namespace is unique for different XML ports. But if you want to use the default namespace that is defined to the default namespace property, you cannot define default namespace in the namespace property. And finally, we can use namespaces property to declare one or more namespaces on the XML port. And why we need namespaces? We use namespaces to avoid an XML element name conflicts. In all XML documents, the root element in a code contains the namespace declarations. Each namespace has the syntax XMLNS, prefix, namespace name. The namespace name is a string of characters, often referred to as uniform resource identifier. The prefix is a short string of characters that acts as an alias for the namespace name. The prefix is applied to specific elements in the XML document. A namespace that does not include a prefix declares the default namespace. Let's show how to configure namespace. Open a development environment and find XML ports. In our example, we will create new XML port running XML port designer. Go to properties of XML port and find namespaces property. Choose the assist edit button and then type prefixes and namespaces as you want to use. In our example, we will use nav table, nav head field and nav detail field. Press OK and you can find field namespace property with all your namespaces. Now I'll show you how to use namespaces in XML ports. In my already created new XML port, I will close properties. Now I will fill node names. In this example, I want to export XML file and I need to create first line as the root. Then you can see I will use fixed asset depreciation book table as a source and some fields from this table. And now, when I have already created node names, I want to specify namespace prefixes on the elements. For the element where source type was table, I'll use nav table prefix from my already created namespaces. For the next three fields, I will use nav head field prefix. And for the details and other fields, I will use nav detail field as prefix. Now I have all elements divided as three parts based on different namespace prefixes. And now when we have finished all previous steps, we have already created new XML port. Let's see how it looks like in the practice when we run it. Now I will run this new XML port and choose export as direction. I will open this file and we will see one XML file. We can see that the root element contains all our three namespace declarations, where each of them starts with XML and S. Then we can recognize all our elements with their namespaces. First, we can see NAV table namespace, and after that NAV head field and NAV detail field for all our lines in the table. Let's wrap up what I talked about. These were steps I followed. First, I provided a small overview about namespaces. After that, I introduced you how you can configure a multiple namespaces. Then, I showed you how to use these namespaces, and finally, I described all results when we execute an XML ports with multiple namespaces. With all these steps, I completed the description of using a multiple namespaces in XML ports in Microsoft Dynamics NAV 2016. To learn more about this topic, visit the Get Started page and follow the links on the screen. Thanks for watching this video about using multiple namespaces in XML ports in Microsoft Dynamics NAV 2016. This video in the How Do I series about Microsoft Dynamics NAV 2016 is prepared in collaboration of Microsoft and Platan.